Well, welcome back, my new YouTube followers and old ones, and my good old Instagrammer friends. Welcome back to Retro Direction. This is Michael, and welcome to the latest review of a very interesting fighting game, one of my favourites. It's called Fighter's Impact, and we're going to go straight into it. Now, this was released by Taito back in 1996, and now for those of you that haven't played this game yet, I would really recommend you do if you're a fighting game fan and if you like old Japanese games. And this was released in Japan only, unfortunately. Well, more on that a little bit later. Now, I did touch on this one in one of my old earlier Instagram reviews, but of course with limited recording time I couldn't really go into it as much as I would have liked to. But first of all, character selection screen is pretty much what you'd expect until you choose your character. I choose this one, and it's when you pick them you see that they've got 3 different fighting styles, and each character has 3 very different fighting styles. Now, this guy in particular has got street fighting, Hika, which I've not heard of, and karate. Others have got pro wrestling, Taekwondo, Aikido, a different type of mixed martial arts. There are lots to choose from, but we're going to start with this guy. Okay, now first of all, graphically, it's very good. The fighters are very stylized. They're a little bit angular, kind of like Tekken 2, but the light sourcing is used to extremely great effect, as you can see here. It's constantly changing depending on where the light sourcing is actually coming from. Now, first of all, the fighting styles used are very accurate. Now, not that I'm a fighting game expert myself. I think the most dangerous thing I've ever fought against and beaten up was a big hairy spider. That's about it. I used the slipper, I pounded it to death. He was too big and too hairy. There was no, an empty glass and a piece of card on that one. You could see the hairs on his body and you could see his fangs. One of those things could bite you. But anyway, that's my claim to fame as far as extreme violence is concerned. I've killed a few houseflies and mosquitoes as well. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm kicking this lady's pantalooned arse. She's an Aikido practitioner. Now, this isn't as easy as it looks, okay? I wouldn't say I'm proficient with it. Now, you have got to choose your fighting style wisely depending on what opponent you're up against. And if you find yourself getting your ass handed to you on a plate, it's because you're not using the right fighting style. Which means that when you lose, you go back to the character select screen and you've got to change fighting styles. And that's usually how it works, and you'll find yourself more successful when you select a different way of fighting. Now, if you notice underneath my character's name and the other guy, there's a series of boxes. Now they light up with each hit that I'm landing. Now what that is, that's your custom combo counter. With every move you perform and successfully chain together, those boxes will increase in number. Now when I first bought this, all the way back in '96, I actually managed to string together a 22 hit combo. And I thought, bloody hell, that's actually not too bad. It was done mostly by accident than by skill. So I'm going to change my fighting style. I'm going to choose karate. Because clearly this guy's got, a style that's kicking me around the place. Now the other really cool thing about this game, okay, just to show you the amount of depth that is in it and how accurate it is, if you fight against another character that uses your same fighting style, like the one that I began with, the Hika, if you fight against somebody else in the game that uses that one, depending on the size of the other character, if they're a little bit bigger or heavier, they will use you know, that martial art in a slightly different way. The odd moves that they use will be different. Or they'll use them differently because of their weight, because of their mass. And I think that's a really great touch. It just goes to show that, you know, you can come across some really obscure fighting games and think that's probably just another run-of-the-mill Japanese fighter with polygons, a Tekken wannabe or a Virtua Fighter wannabe, but you know what I mean? Every single fighting game I've come across since I've started doing this retro collecting, and of course when I first bought a PlayStation and a Saturn, I never passed it up. I bought them all. If they were crap, I'd trade them in. I mean, I remember I bought one that was called Fist, and yeah, it wasn't that good, so I traded that one in. I mean, if I see it cheap for £1 or so, I might buy it, just for the sake of collecting it. Who are you? Piece of filth, gotcha. Now, there are some unlockable fighters. There are 4 of them, but you've got to play the game through 4 times, which, you know, it is an actual pleasure to do so because of the variety in it. And, yeah, we've touched on the graphics. Right, now this guy does Taekwondo. I've used this guy. He can string together a very good amount of moves, and he actually stuns you, and when you're stunned, there's not very much you can do. Very good amount of moves where you actually stagger and get stunned, and you can recover from those staggering moves. Oh, you sod. Well, there you go. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil it for you, because for those of you that haven't played this game, and yeah, in particular, Tom lads, have you ever tried this one, mate? If you haven't, I would highly, highly recommend it. If I had a spare copy, I'd send it to you, but I think the unboxed copy I gave to one of my nephews. And, but had I kept it, you know it would have come your way. But I got this off eBay for about £6. And yeah, I was very thrilled with it. Now, yes, I put these up on Instagram. I bought it together with Ridge Racer Revolution, both on Japanese, and they were about £6 each. And I thought, incredible.
Ready? Go.
Now, this is just a very brief glimpse of the street fighting technique. Very, very powerful punches and kicks here. Of course, he's meant to be undisciplined, isn't he? But there you go, he's doing a good job against the Taekwondo expert. And he's got him. Well, anyway, this is a rather short review. Now, I am going to be reviewing Battle Arena Toshinden as well, very, very shortly. So stay tuned for that one. And I'll be introducing a couple of other fighting games as well to the bunch. You can look forward to Dead or Alive as well on the PlayStation, which is very, very good indeed. And yeah, the original Toshinden 2 is more of the same, so we'll go to Toshinden 3, which is actually not bad at all. But for now, enjoy, and I will say arrivederci e ci vediamo presto. So, catch you soon, brothers and sisters. Enjoy.